Hi everyone, Grada Robertson here to help you tune into your real core original self so you feel more at ease and a release of tension in your body. That's what we do here every Thursday night at 8 o'clock. So I'm just waiting for a few of you to hop on while I have a warm cup of herbal tea. So for those of you who are new to you, the Miracle FM, every Thursday night, it's my intention to help you get into the zone of miracles, which is actually your true core or divine self that runs through your body. But most of us haven't been trained to connect with it, so we do little exercises or just some fun activities to help you relax and connect. Hi Tina, how are you? Good to see you here. Hope you haven't been too busy. And tonight I want to talk a little bit about relationships and the biggest killer to our relationship, which is like something that's like a boa constrictor to our relationships, and that is defensiveness. So in a minute I want to talk about what makes us defensive and how it creates a barrier inside us and stops the flow of love. So it sounds a bit negative, but it's good. It's really good. You'll get a lot out of it tonight, I hope. Hi Lynn, how are you? Good to see you here too. So I guess first of all, let's just take a few deep breaths and tune into our body. So in through your nose and out through your mouth. And just be there for your body for 1 minute. We'll do that now while we wait for a bit longer. And just tuning in to, what's behind your thoughts, what's behind your feelings, what's behind your actions, the real you. Hi Elizabeth, good to see you here as well. And just inviting in everything that comes to you. Everything is welcome. Remember, you don't need to change anything here. Every Thursday night, this is like a place of non-resistance. When we stop the resistance, we drop it, our joy meter goes up. Okay? Our joy meter goes down when we push against things in ourselves or in our lives that we think that that's not how it should be. And that creates resistance, and our joy meter goes down. Hi Vanessa, good to see you here too. Really good. And tonight I want to share you something that inspired me, and that was when I was listening to Elton John. He says he's been sober now for 27 years today, and that meant free from alcohol, drugs, cocaine, and marijuana. He said they used to be his best friends. And 27 years ago, he cried out for help because, in his own words, he said he was a broken man. He had to stop hiding and running, and he cried for help. And then he joined Alcoholics Anonymous, AA, and he got back on his feet. And the story was that, of course, he was incredibly popular. You could say he had everything. He had his private plane. He could buy whatever he wanted. He had houses. He was really at the top of the game, but he was a broken man. And he said the one thing that he couldn't do while he was hiding behind all his drugs was because he couldn't communicate. He just didn't know how to communicate. He didn't know how to sometimes, he didn't have the courage to be his true self. And one of the mottos of Alcoholics Anonymous is, it goes like this: unto thine own be true. So in other words, honor yourself. If you had to put it in today's language, like always be yourself. Be unapologetically yourself. And that's what I'm trying to do here actually right now. So hi Lucy, hi Marianne. So that really inspired me because, Elton John, he said in the next 27 years, everything. He still had to survive the ups and downs of life like everyone else does. But he knew how to do it, and how he did it was by stop hiding and being completely true to himself. To yourself, be true. Well, first of all, of course, that requires knowing yourself as well. So, and what I really want to talk about is the defensiveness. So a lot of the time what goes wrong in relationships is that one partner gets defensive, then the other partner gets defensive, and then so it goes on. And before long, and defensiveness, by the way, can also be in quiet treatment. So it doesn't always have to be that you're accusing each other. Defensiveness can come across in many ways, like it can come across as manipulation and so on. So I just want to, it can even come across as like drug abuse, busyness, distraction. Or, well, we all know what we do, or maybe we don't. We probably know what our partner does when our partner is defensive, and it's hard for ourselves sometimes to know what we do. So I'm here to tell you, though, that defensiveness is simply we're running away, we're hiding, we're actually hiding from ourselves. So there's something that comes up that we don't want our partner to see, and they don't want to see right into us. And so we get defensive. But actually what it really means is we are hiding something from ourselves. We don't want to look into ourselves. And by the way, this kills our intimacy in a relationship. Because intimacy, you can imagine, it stands for into me, see. So the more we have free access in each other, the greater level of enjoyment and intimacy and connection we have in our relationship. And what I wanted to say, of course, is our relationship with ourselves is key to our relationship with everyone else. So how easy we communicate to ourselves. So Elton John wasn't communicating very easy. He was very stuck in himself. That's how easy all our other relationships. So if this is you, or you could say our relationship with ourselves, what do I mean by that? I actually mean by that, how does your conscious mind and your subconscious mind communicate to each other? So are they communicating like this? So this is a happy fit? Or are they communicating like this or something? Or even like this? Or, like one is here, one is there, and we're all over the show. And that's actually the journey of life, is for our conscious mind and our subconscious mind to understand each other and to live in peace and harmony. And when that happens, we literally, so let's say our conscious and subconscious are like this, we really often have an easier time with our relationships, with everyone else around us, and meaningful relationships. So things start to go wrong in our childhood. We've all survived our childhood. And as children, we are usually told to not do this, not do that, and our true self is squashed. We become mistrustful of our unconscious mind, and we start pretending. So when you find yourself being defensive, and I really would like you to take this up as a challenge for the next 7 days, every time you catch yourself doing a defensive behavior, just stop immediately, pull back, take a deep breath, and ask yourself, what am I hiding from now? In yourself, of course. Or you could ask yourself, who am I pretending to be now? And what's behind that pretense? Or, and it's usually, I can actually give you some clues, by the way. You can ask yourself, what am I feeling now? And it's often a sense like I'm not good enough, or a really deep fear that lots of people have, I'm not lovable. What if the person really realizes that I'm totally unlovable? Or a lot of people also have a deep unconscious fear that I'm fatally flawed, right? So there's something deeply wrong with me. This is, by the way, not a conscious feeling. It's an unconscious feeling that was instilled in us as children. by the way, a lot of these programs, I call them, come through from our ancestors. So it's a lot of it is inherited stress, because you don't have to look far in the past to see how much trauma our ancestors had, right? They suffered a lot of abuse, poverty, and mistreatment, and injustice. They overcame all that, and here we are. So now we suddenly have the luxury to actually start to dig deep and dive deep, but we simply don't know how to do it. And so defensiveness is to your relationship to yourself as well in the first place. It's the death knell to your own self-love as well. So when you feel defensiveness coming up in yourself, take a deep breath. Ask yourself, who am I pretending to be here? Or if that's actually too much of a jump, which can be too much of a jump, just say to yourself, close your eyes and just say, oh, here is some of that self-defensive behavior again. I'm feeling all defensive. I love myself for feeling defensive. So just close your eyes and do that now for a minute. Just imagine I accuse you of something. By the way, we often think people are accusing us of something, which is totally not the truth half the time. Most of the time, it's like perceived on our, it's all projected on our part. So think of something, maybe today, an incident where you felt like, oh, that wasn't fair, and maybe you felt accused or you took it the wrong way, and it's fine. Just go into your body, close your eyes, and say to yourself, I love myself for feeling defensive. I love myself for feeling defensive. Just keep your eyes closed and I'll keep talking you through what to do next. And now say to yourself, hear yourself say, I love myself for feeling scared. I love myself for feeling fearful. And with your eyes closed now, I want you to dive deep inside your body. And just find a spot in your body where it feels tight. Think of a time when you felt attacked and you felt defensive or argumentative. How that felt for your body. And just keep your eyes closed again and feel where that tightness is. You can put your hand on it and just say to yourself now, I love myself for feeling defensive. It's okay. I love myself for feeling scared. I love myself for feeling fearful. I love myself for rejecting myself. I love myself for feeling confused. I love myself for feeling misunderstood. I love myself for feeling unlovable. And just keep going. I love myself for feeling there's something wrong with me. I love myself for feeling isolated. And you just keep going and going. So, because I want to tell you something, the cells of our body, and you have trillions upon trillions of cells of your body, they can only ever speak the truth. The cells of our body can't lie. So every time you say something that comes from your monkey mind and your cells are telling a different story, you're pretending. And that creates stress in your body. And after a while, if you keep that up, it starts to rattle your nervous system. You start to get a lot of stress in your nervous system. You start to feel like shaky and unsafe and so on. Because there are too many stories running the show inside your body. And your body is a truth detector. like a metal detector. You know, when metal detector finds a piece of metal, it's happy, isn't it? Your body always responds with great happiness and an ease, like an easing up, an opening up of the constriction. Every time you pretend something, though, that's not in alignment with your true self, you tend to get defensive. And ironically, you're defending a part of you that's not even a true part, because ultimately, at the bottom of who you are, all you are is, and this is beautiful, you're unconditional love, nothing else. You're pure consciousness. You're pure divine essence. Whether you believe that or not, it's up to you whether you believe that or not, but that's what I believe. Because everything in the universe is run by pure consciousness or infinite intelligence. And if it wasn't operated on infinite intelligence, it would just simply vanish or fall apart. It's like electricity. You know, my house is run on electricity, and which is exactly the same electricity that runs your house, and it runs machinery in India and so on. Electricity is the same all around the world, and that's the same with divine consciousness. Everything is orchestrated by divine consciousness, and everything in your body is too, and your cells know that. So the trillions of cells in your body, they are your truest friend. So Elton John, when he said my best friends were alcohol, marijuana, and cocaine, was his dearest friend, he didn't know that he actually had trillions and trillions of friends there to support him, and they were the cells of his body. But he does know that now, I believe. So because he actually had to learn self-love, that's what he said. So he had many ups and downs and a tortured journey. And I want for the journey to be easy. So every Thursday night, it's about how can I love myself easier. So it's not about instilling love in us, because it's already there. We simply just have to open up and increase our capacity to enjoy it, to experience it, and to hold that space. Every time we feel defensiveness, it's a constriction, and we die a little bit. We die a little bit on the inside, and our relationship dies a little bit as well. So if you are in a relationship with a partner, or let's say you're married, and you feel a constriction, you feel like, oh well, what's in it for me? I haven't felt, an easy flow of love for a long time. I can't remember what it even feels like. And there's a lot of defensiveness happening on both sides. Well, I can tell you, it can actually disappear, make that go away, like literally magically, by tuning into your body and loving yourself for everything that you're feeling, and then speak your own inarguable truth or unarguable truth. So rather than using defensive arguments, just say something like, I've got a pain in my tummy right now when I think about how you shaved your beard and you left the hairs in the wash table or something. That's what I said to Peter before. And actually Peter can't argue with that, because it's true. I do feel a pain in my tummy when not perhaps when I see it, but when I have to tell Peter, or something like that. Or you can say, I feel tension in my shoulders. You just say that. Or I'm feeling itchy all over because I am feeling nervous when I talk to you about something or other. Okay, and so then that is what you call an inarguable truth. Or you can say, it's in my heart to share something with you, and then you say something how it's really for you, like how you feel it is for you in the cells of your body. And that way you invite your friends or your loved ones to do the same. And even if they're feeling defensive, you just repeat to yourself, I love myself for feeling scared. I love myself for feeling attacked. So just change the conversation a little bit. And that's simply what it does, is instead of feeling all constricted, you know, or uneasy, it opens a little bit of space, and immediately the energy and the love that's there starts flowing, because it's all there. And that's how you can become unaddict yourself from emotional dramas, busyness, all sorts of defensive behaviors. I'd like to know what yours are. One of my defensive behaviors would be to keep busy, or to study. I love studying, which is a good thing, by the way, but you know, it can also be an avoidance or a denial tactic. So I hope you enjoy this. And so the key is tonight to tune into yourself. Welcome everything that comes up for you when you're tuning into yourself. A good practice is to tune into your body, be there for the cells of your body, you know, 2 or 3 times a day. Even if it's only 5 minutes, makes a huge difference. Just welcome in everything that comes up for you and be very, very comfortable. And that way you start working through the layers of pretense, of the personas that you've developed in your childhood, and they're not the real you. They don't. As soon as you feel defensive, you know you're coming from a persona, not the real you. So just love that persona and say, thank you for protecting me all these years. It's not the real me. And I'll just tuck you in bed right now, or just go and give it a crayons and a book, and, you know, in your mind, just create a little game for it so it goes away. And some of us have many, many personas running the show. But it's all about bringing yourself back to center and just simply loving everything back into place so you feel centered. So I hope you found this helpful. And I hope that it really helps if you are feeling in a broken place. Many of us have been there. We often have to feel broken, I'm afraid. That's a good place, okay? Because something good, the new person, the new old self, the real you, the core you, the soul you, the spirit you, your immortal self, now gets a chance to rise to the surface. And then you have to get used to that. Your real self, which is infinite wisdom, infinite love, infinite patience. And sometimes we're addicted to a lot of behaviors that, you know, we might miss for a while, but after a very short period of time, you won't miss them anymore, because your life will be filled with ease and joy and true love and unshakable peace, which is what I want for everyone. So thank you for tuning in, and hope you enjoyed the replay if you came in late, and yeah, just practicing being true to yourself, to thyself be true. And thanks, Vanessa. And yeah, that takes courage, and courage is a choice, by the way. Nobody's born with courage. It's all like a choice we have to make, from minute to minute. And it pays off in the long run, because it makes your life easy and less convoluted, and people will love you for who you are without all your defense mechanisms. I love you, and I look forward to tuning in with you again next Thursday. So stay safe and warm. Thank you. Bye, Elizabeth. Bye, everyone. See you.